I'm Liza. I'm one of the senior educators here with WundaBar, and today we're working out with our sliders. Are you guys ready? All right, here we go. We're gonna get started. So find your sliders, okay? And we're gonna come onto our forearms. I'm gonna fold up my mat so it's easier for you to see me. We're gonna come onto our forearms for a plank. Our sliders are gonna come right under our feet. So walk yourself out into a little forearm plank, and then 1 foot at a time is gonna get those sliders. Start with those feet about 4 inches apart in parallel. Start to send your breath into your low back. Start to find that lumbar breath supporting you as you imagine your deep abdominals drawing your organs up closer to your spine. Inhale to lengthen crown of head away from those heels. Give me a little breath behind the kneecaps. Good. Now on your exhale, we're gonna soften the right knee. Draw it forward to tap the knee down. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale, left knee comes forward. Inhale to lengthen. We're gonna keep this in parallel here. So keep working. You'll notice that the tendency is to kind of want to stick your tushy up. See if you can keep it low. And there's a little forward and back. As we imagine, keep working, your suspender muscles are helping to kind of draw your thigh bones up into the pelvis just a little bit. Notice how small the range of movement is to get us working today. Finding that deeper core connection as we hold this low forearm plank. So we're gonna mix it up now. Hold it right here. We're gonna swivel that right leg out to the side and then swivel it back to parallel. Swivel that left leg out to the side and then back to parallel. Can you guys imagine as you work here, alternating one side and then the other, can you really feel that inner thigh spiral forward as the leg comes out to the side? Then spiral that inner thigh up to the sky as you bring it back behind you. Beautiful, you guys. Keep this up. This looks gorgeous. Good. If you don't have your sliders today, you can also just hover that foot out to the side, and that is perfectly acceptable too. That's going to work great. Good. Try not to stick that tushy up. Protect that low back. Imagine a little sling, drawing your belly and your organs up closer to the back of your spine for 4. Beautiful, you guys. Last 3. Gorgeous. Last 2. Even yourselves out. Meet me in the middle. Double knee pull. Draw those knees forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sitting bones separate. Can you imagine your kneecaps as they melt forward? Your sitting bones are reaching in the opposite direction. Just give me 4 more like this. Beautiful, you guys. Last 3. Keep that belly drawing up and in. Last 2. Beautiful. Last one. Send it out long into your plank and then gently bring one knee at a time in. We're going to stand up and we're going to go into some lunges. You're going to need one of your sliders this time. All right, we're going to start with our right leg on the mat, and the left leg is going to come off to the side. Ball of the left foot onto that slider. Start by bringing your feet parallel to each other. Draw that navel in and up. We're going to take our hands behind the head right to the base of the skull. Take a deep inhale to prepare. And on your exhale, we're going to crease at the hips. Find a small diagonal, lean forward as you find that lunge, and then gather through the upper inner thighs as you lift. Beautiful. Exhale as you lower. Picture that right thigh bone drawing up and into the pelvis. Inhale as you rise up. Imagine tweezing those inner thighs. Keep working here, noticing to try to keep maybe just a little bit more weight in that slider while still allowing it to slide on the floor. As you lower down, can you picture your right sitting bone chasing your left heel, keeping that belt line level with the floor? Beautiful. That right knee stays right over the foot island, right in line with big toe, second toe. And rather than a huge bow forward, it's just a small diagonal as the tailbone reaches away from crown of the head. On your next one, Hold it nice and low. Hold it here. Good. Can you level off your hips? Draw that thigh bone in and back. That left hip comes forward slightly. Beautiful. Now from here, we're going to imagine we're drawing that carriage in if we were on the machine. Inhale, left leg goes long. Exhale, that suspender muscle draws that thigh bone up and in. Inhale, back line of the leg draws all the way up over the crown of the head. Good, you guys. 3 more just like this. Good, noticing that as that left knee melts forward, imagine your right sitting bone reaching back in opposition. Beautiful. Now the next time your left knee comes forward, hold it right here. We're gonna go into a little skater. Inhale that left leg out to the side. Exhale to draw it back in. I'm gonna face you, keep working. Okay, so from here, it's an inhale, that inner thigh spirals inwards. Exhale, draw that thigh bone back in. Let's add a rotation. Inhale, rotate the upper body to the right as the left leg goes to the side. Unwind back to center. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to unwind. 4 more just like this, and imagine your body winding and twisting. Good. Beautiful, last 2. On your next one, we're gonna hold it out. Hold it here. Give me a tiny little lift and lower out of that right seat crease. 1 inch up, 1 inch down for 4. Good, you guys, and 3. Good, last 2. Good, bring it back to center, unwind, and stand up with control. Beautiful. We're gonna come down now for a side plank. And if you've done this in the studio, we're gonna imagine that we've got that carriage moving in and out. I'm gonna show you a couple of variations here. So come down onto your left forearm. I'm gonna fold my mat up to give me a little bit more cushioning. Feel free to do the same. And I'm gonna turn myself a little bit so that I come off of my mat a little. You're gonna need both of your sliders here for the more aggressive option. I'm gonna show you a modification if that's a little too aggressive for your body today. So we're gonna come into our side plank. 1 foot is gonna get that slider. If you're up for it, both feet are gonna get that slider. Your right leg is crossed in front of the bottom. That top hand is gonna come down to anchor us to the floor, lift those bottom ribs up and away. Exhale, magnetize inner and outer thighs as you draw it in. Inhale, magnetize, send them away. Exhale as you draw it in. Inhale to lengthen. Now, if this is not for you, take that left knee down to the floor, okay? Still stay on the forearm, and imagine you're dragging that top leg through mud as you bring it in. Good. Now thinking about the bottom ribs, lifting away from the elbow. Good. If you've got both legs moving in and out, see if you can find that magnetization. Imagine your outer thighs really trying to come together as the legs come in and out. Beautiful. 3 more just like this. Good, you guys. So if you're going for that single leg variation, really imagine you're dragging that slider through the mud. Last one here. Hold it out nice and long. Add a tiny little lift and reach. Tiny little lift and reach for 3. Good, you guys, for 2. And last one with control. Lower it down. Good, leave your sliders for a minute, unfold your mat. Coming onto our bellies, a prone position. We're gonna take our fingertips underneath our forehead to start with. All right, now from here, take a few deep breaths into that tailbone. On your inhale, think about reaching your tailbone to the opposite wall behind you. As you exhale, think about your belly drawing away from the floor. On your next inhale, we're gonna reach both arms long as we lengthen the spine. Maybe the tops of your feet float up off the floor. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, tailbone away, belly draws up. Lengthen the body out. Reach, 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 and then bring it back in. Now, I'm not looking for a massive back bend here, okay? That's a very external position where we're just focusing on the depth of the back bend. Here, I'd like you to think about reaching the arms and legs so far away from each other that they start to pick up off of the floor. Good. If you have a sensitive low back, you can take a towel, you can fold it up and place it right across your two front hip bones as you lay down on the floor. Okay, the key here, especially for low back pain, is to make sure that you're keeping that range of movement small and that you're not allowing the back to grip on. You're using the front belly as support. Last one here, hold those arms and legs out and give me little tiny swimmer kicks in opposition from your glute crease and from your shoulder blades to move your limbs. Good, we're here for 4 and 3. Send more breath into the lumbar spine. And last one, bring it all the way in. Beautiful, come on up. Move your sliders to the other side. Let's hit that side plank. So I'm gonna fold my mat up again. Coming onto my right forearm this time. Okay, I'm gonna take both feet onto my little sliders and I'm gonna kind of turn myself here so that I have room to work. Beautiful. Top hand to the floor. I'm gonna lift my bottom hips up and in. Legs start in this long plank position. On the exhale, sitting bones and kneecaps reach away from each other to bring it in. Inhale to lengthen it out. Good, so as a reminder, if you need to take that bottom knee down and drag that top leg in and out, perfectly acceptable. Imagine a little hammock under your bottom ribs, drawing those ribs up and away from your hand. Good, you guys, so if you can imagine your spine is on this diagonal going in this direction, I want you to think of that hammock lifting your ribs up and away, and it would make a perfect X or a perfect T, yeah? Beautiful, keep going here. We're here for 3. Exhale as you draw it in. Keep that lift, roll that shoulder down and back. Beautiful, you guys. Next time the leg goes long, hold it here. Add that little arc and reach. Good, we're just here for 4. Beautiful, and 3. Good, last 2, we're gonna come up for that skater on the other side and with control, lower it all the way down. Beautiful, coming up to standing. Facing the other direction now, it's gonna be the right leg that gets that slider, and we're gonna start with that skater. I'm gonna face you, but you can be facing the short edge of your mat. So to begin with, we're gonna take those hands behind the head. Inhale to extend the leg out to the side. Exhale, really draw that leg back up and in. Inhale, inner thigh spirals away. Exhale, that suspender muscle helps to draw it back in. Now wait for that left glute to really turn on. Good, when you're ready to add on, adding that rotation, we inhale, rotate to the left as the right leg reaches away, and then unwind that spiral. Beautiful, so we're picturing this little fascial line that wraps around the body. Imagine from the arch of the right foot, going up through the inner thigh, wrapping around to the left waistline, and then continuing around the back to the left shoulder, around the left ear to the top of the head. Beautiful, on your next one, hold it on that side rotation. Give me that tiny little lift and lower. Out of the left seat crease, it's really tiny. That right leg doesn't even need to go anywhere. Think about breathing more space between the ribs as you give me that little lift and lower for 3. Taking this to our lunge in 2. Good, you guys, unwind back to center, stand all the way up. So we're still facing this direction on our mat. We're gonna go right into our lunge with that small bow forward. Exhale, that left sitting bone chases the right heel as we send it away. Inhale to come all the way up. If hands behind the head are aggressive, take them to your hips or behind the back. Beautiful, can you keep your belt line level to the horizon as you work here? Now imagine upper inner thighs, drawing it in. 2 more just like this. Beautiful. On your next one, hold it low. Hold it low. Trust all four corners of your left foot. Beautiful, you guys. Now we're going to draw that right thigh bone in. Inhale as we lengthen. Keep working here, and I want you to imagine your breath is what is moving your leg, not your foot on the slider. Okay, take your intention to your breath. As you exhale, your inner thighs are chasing the pelvic floor, which is following the diaphragm as we exhale, and then inhale. That breath is plunging all the way down to open up the front of that hip. Beautiful, you guys. Last two here. Good. Last one, send it all the way long. Stand all the way up, and then come on down. Beautiful. Let's hit that side, we're gonna come down now into a windmill position. Okay, so we're gonna come, I'm gonna face the camera, but you guys can be facing whichever way on your mat. We're gonna come down with our right leg forward, okay, into a little proposal position, and we're gonna bring our arms into a little, imagine a field goal position, just turned parallel to the floor. Good, elbows are reaching away to the sides of the room. Now, melt your right sitting bone down, okay? You should feel your hips activate a little bit. Belly drawing in and up. On the inhale breath, we're gonna rotate to the right. The left fingertips are gonna reach forward. Exhale, unwind back to center. Now we're gonna keep this going. Right fingertips are gonna reach forward as the rib basket rotates around. Good, and then exhale as you unwind. Inhale, more space between the ribs. Now, as you rotate to the right, keep that right thigh bone plugging in. Exhale, unwind. Now, as you rotate to the left, don't let your hips come with you. Keep that right thigh bone plugging in, melting that sitting bone down to the floor, trusting a little bit more weight in that front foot. Beautiful, you guys. Two more, just like this. Continuing this reach through, finding this internal resistance. You can imagine you have dumbbells in your hand. Every time you return to that home base, those elbows are reaching apart from each other. Your shoulders are relaxed down away from the ears. Beautiful, you guys. Now come back to center. Hold it here. Flip your back toes under. And we're going to go into a little carousel horse. Hands can come to the hips if you prefer. Tweeze through those inner thighs to lift just an inch or two up. Exhale as we melt it down. Inhale to come up, and exhale as we lower. Good. Keep that going here. If this is really aggressive in your body to go this low, maybe your knees don't like it, come up to the top of a lunge. Lower down as much as you can, keep your shoulders over your hips, and then really find that tweeze to lift your way back up. Kneecaps absorb up into the quadriceps, and the hamstrings absorb up past the glutes. Okay, so two options there. If you're down here in this low lunge, I haven't forgotten about you. Hold this next one right here. Hold it here. Bring your arms up overhead for 4. Good, and 3. Last 2, coming into a little plank position next, and with control, come all the way up. You're gonna need one slider for this plank. That's never a good thing, right? Go ahead and come down onto the mat. Your left hand is going to get the slider, and it's gonna be off the mat, able to move out to the side and forward, okay? So wherever you need to be. Step 1 or both legs back behind you, hold your best plank. Now, with minimal shift side to side, we're gonna take that left arm out to the side just an inch or 2, bring it back in. Forward an inch or 2, bring it back in. Now, if this is aggressive, bring your knees down to the floor. Find the tops of your feet heavy into the floor to activate more of that low belly. Think about the deepest layer of your abdominals, like that little sling, drawing your organs up and back. Send your breath into your low lumbar spine. Now as that hand comes slightly out to the side and slightly forward, keep that shoulder away from the ear, melt it down and around the ribs, and it's really small. Now, if you're not feeling this deep core connection from your left shoulder blade to your right waistline, Put 5% more of your body weight into that slider. Good, we're here for 3. Beautiful, you guys. Last 2. Knees up or down, it's completely up to you. Beautiful, one more in each direction. Can you soften your right elbow a little? Mine was even locking out for the few reps that I did. Hold it right here. Give me a tiny little tricep focus push-up. Elbows go back just a little for 3. Good, you guys, for 2. And with control, bring it all the way in. Flipping over for some teaser tailbone jumps. Coming onto our forearms. Beautiful. Now we're going to find a nice long spine here. We're going to lift up and away from those elbows. We're going to take those feet up into our tabletop position. Feel the weight of your thigh bones sink down into the pelvis. Rotate the inner thighs to your first position. Now keeping this length in the spine, don't allow the back to imprint down. We're going to inhale as we magnetize the inner thighs to send it away. Exhale, flex the feet, keep the heels super glued together as you bring the legs in. Inhale, magnetize inner and outer thighs. Exhale to draw it in. Good. So whenever we're in this first position here, my challenge to you is rather than thinking about your legs reaching away, instead of thinking about your knees bending and extending, take the intention as if you had a rubber band around your outer thighs. And it's the outer thighs coming together that lengthens your legs away. Good. As you bring your feet back in towards you, imagine you're stretching that rubber band. Good. Now checking in. Are your knees going wider than your feet? Can you bring them inbound just a little bit? Focus on the weight of the thigh bone sinking into the pelvis. Beautiful, you guys. We're here for 3. Last 2. Good, you guys. Next time you lengthen those legs out long, hold it here. Draw tiny little circles for me. Good. Maybe no dinner than like a little saucer under your coffee cup. Good, reverse those circles, take it the other direction. Do you still have length in your low back? We're here for 3. Good, and 2. With control, heels come together, bend those knees, bring them in, and then slowly set them back down. Beautiful, you guys ready to do that plank on the other side? Slider under the right hand this time, stepping one or both legs back behind us or coming to the knees, whatever works best in your body. Soften the elbows a tiny little bit with this little shift side to side, taking the right hand out a few inches to the right, back under the shoulder, forward a few inches, back under the shoulder. Okay, so pick the option that's right for you. One leg straight back behind us, the other knee down, maybe both knees down, helping to find a deeper core connection with that shorter lever. Okay, or both legs out and back. No matter what you choose, watch that the left elbow doesn't lock out. I am so guilty of that one. My default is that this joint wants to do all the work for me. When we send some breath into that joint, notice how we can find more of a connection up the back line of the arm and connecting under the shoulder. Good, I haven't forgotten about you, I promise. Beautiful, last 2. Last one in each direction. Hold it right here. Now turn your fingers to face each other slightly. Elbows go wide for some push-ups. I am not interested in how deep your push-ups go. I am interested that we're not letting the belly tank towards the ground, that we're protecting the low back by drawing the belly up and back. Little push-ups for 4. Good, you guys. Last 3. Last 2, with control all the way to the top. Soften those knees, bring it down. Let's go into our windmill on the other side. So this time it's going to be the left foot that comes forward. Elbows are going to come nice and wide. Start by drawing your left thigh bone in and melting your left sitting bone down to the floor, feeling that scissoring of the upper inner thighs. On the inhale, we start the rib rotation. The right hand reaches forward, left elbow back. Exhale, unwind. Inhale to continue this rotation around. Beautiful. Exhale as you unwind. Seeing those ribs as a little 360-degree cylinder, really imagining the handoff from one side to the other is pretty continuous, yeah? Now, as you rotate towards the left leg, imagine drawing it in, scissor the inner thighs, melt the right sitting bone down. As you reach left hand forward and you rotate to the right, don't let the hips come with you. Keep that leg drawing in, melt your left sitting bone down the more you reach. Good, maybe trust 5% more weight into the front of your left foot. Gorgeous, you guys, that belly is drawing in and up. One more in each direction here. Reach your right side forward. Good, exhale back to center. Left side reaches forward, come back to center. We're gonna add that carousel horse. So again, folding those toes under, hands can come to the hips, tweezing through the upper inner thighs to lift just an inch or two. Exhale as you set it down. If that is not for you, keep in mind you can come into this lunge and work from the top down to whatever level is accessible in your body. That belly is drawing up and in. Good, you guys. We're here for 4. Beautiful. Last 3. Gorgeous. Last 2. We're going to come onto our backs for some split leg stretches. Good. Rise all the way up or melt all the way down. Good. We're going to come onto our backs. Go ahead and take it down. Hands are going to come behind the head if that's accessible to you to start with. As you peel the head, lengthen the spine up and away, melt your heart down, one leg at a time. Floats into our tabletop. Beautiful. Now you can always choose to keep your head down. We're going to inhale, extend our right leg up to the sky and send the left leg long away from us, keeping length on the front and back of the spine. Beautiful. Take your hands behind that right leg, give it a little tug, and then we're going to switch. Beautiful. Little drawing in. Now, rather than focusing on how high your leg goes up to the sky, maybe you're not super flexy bendy. If you need to bend the knees a little bit, I'm perfectly okay with that. Can you take the intention away from your feet, away from the end of that lever, and move from the hip crease? Beautiful. The leg that is down is reaching away from us. The leg that comes up is simultaneously sinking down into the hip socket. Beautiful. If you can, pick up the pace by 5%. Beautiful. We're here for 4 and 3. Last 2. Beautiful, you guys. Last one, bring both legs out nice and long. Bring your arms up and out. Give me that nice deep abdominal curl. Hug your knees in. Inhale, legs and arms go long. Exhale to bring it in. Inhale to lengthen. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. The next time you hug your knees into your chest, roll like a little ball just a little bit, and then extend everything long. Head can come down to the mat. Release whatever tension you might have. Beautiful. Let's come into a little figure 4 stretch. So bending those knees, we're going to crease the left ankle over the right knee. Bring that leg up, holding onto the back of the thigh. Think about really opening up your left thigh bone away just a little bit. Maybe lengthening your left waistline a little bit more. If you're looking for more, take both elbows around that left shin and extend your right leg long. Take a few deep breaths here. Okay, this is for my super bendy flexi if you're looking for a little bit more. If not, in this position here, try to find a little bit more release, a little bit more length, tailbone heavier. On your next exhale, gently release. Take it to the other side. Flex your right heel over the left thigh. Hug the back of the left thigh bone in. If you're looking for that extra stretch, that right leg comes to the crook of the elbows. The left leg extends long. Find a little more length on your right waistline. If you're in that figure 4 that we started in, make sure that tailbone stays heavy. Beautiful. Last 2. Gorgeous, you guys. And with control, bring it all the way in. Rock yourself up to a standing position for me. Good. We're going to take a little forward fold and roll our spine up. So take those feet about 4 inches apart, parallel. Inhale those arms up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to round the spine over. Think of the belly lifting up as we fold it forward. Soften the knees. Give me a little bit of breath. Slowly inhaling from the bottom to the top, stacking those vertebrae one at a time. Your head will be the last piece of that puzzle. Sweep those arms up overhead one more time. Belly draws up as we fold it forward, rounding that spine. Bend the knees a lot. Reach your tailbone to the sky. Good. Now from here, footprint is even across all 4 corners as we start to roll it back up. Coming all the way back up to the top, sweep those hands back up to the sky. Flex those wrists apart and have a wonderful day.